On today's quick Soyless Math Show story, Elon Musk has been tempting us with the supposed release of whatever happened to online censorship on Twitter. And why was the Hunter Biden laptop story censored? I thought he might never release it, but he did yesterday! He fucking did it! He fucking did it! Hit the intro, Johnny! Let's go! Yes! Wow! It's happening! It's happening! Elon Musk actually released stuff and he dumped it all on this guy, Matt Taibbi, citizen journalist. He had like 3 followers before. He got 1 million followers. I followed this guy. Matt Taibbi got the scoop of the century. He's like a small guy. I see him going to YouTubers' YouTube channel. He's not a CNN. It's not a New York Times, hopefully. And he got the scoop of the century, the Twitter files. What you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources who are Elon Musk at Twitter. You should all appreciate this shit. It cost Elon Musk $40 billion to obtain this insane scoop with a bunch of evidence. They have screenshots and everything. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and more influential social media, blah blah. Twitter, in its conception, was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication. In an earlier conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission. As time progressed, though, the company was slowly forced to add barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the like of spam and money fraudsters. Slowly over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech as well. First a little, then more often, then constantly, all the time. And then in 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. And then he has this email, more for review, handled. Handled these. These are gone. You wanna see they're gone? 9, 8, 3, 5, 6, 1. No. What a coincidence. What about that one? JSJX _ 2. Oh, what a coincidence again. Oh. Biden, no. What about the other one? Us. When, yeah. Oh, what? China devoted to take down the CCP? Oh, wow. And pursue freedom from Chinese people. Support hero, doctor, whatever. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So what would be the tweet they deleted? Os when, yeah, 132015. Oh, the tweet has been deleted. What about way back machine? Come on, baby. No. Oh. Motherfucker, nothing to see here. Oh. You're playing with my feelings. You gave me hope and then you took it away. Whatever, I'll continue. That's crazy. Why would Biden try to censor a person that's against the Chinese Communist Party? That's insane. Whatever, I'll keep reading. Celebrities or unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of a political party. Here has another one. I grabbed the first one under SI, the first to safety in the high-profile second one. Real James Wood. Real James Good dash status 50464498. Boom. Deleted. This guy's a real celebrity. We might have a chance. Come on, baby. Oh! Oh, what a hit! From 2020, this has to be it. This has to be it. Come on, baby. Oh, it's oh. Come on, baby. No. Oh, come on. Does it have an earlier one? Oh. Oh, shit, it's a penis. I can't show you this. It's Hunter's fucking pee-pee. He's also doing crack. It's crack and his penis. I can't show you none of that tweet, baby. Sorry. Go to my Twitter where I'll at least have a little bit more free speech. I mean, when I tweeted Hunter Biden pee-pee, they didn't ban me. Let's continue. Both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both the Trump White House, oh no, Trump, and the Biden campaign were received and honored. Trump is guilty too of something. Maybe it's against a terrorist, maybe it's against his political opponents. Who can know? Gotta release all of it, Elon. This system wasn't balanced though. It was based on context because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people on one political orientation. There were more channels, more ways to complain, more open to the left. Well, Democrats than the right. Then it has total receipts from Twitter giving to the Democrats, and it's 99.73% of the money went to the Democrats, and the Republicans got $400, only 0.7% in 2022, same in 2020 and 2018. The resultant slant in content moderation decisions is visible in the documents you're about to read. However, it is also the assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Okay, there was more throat clearing about the process, but screw it. Let's jump forward. So he went from 12 to I don't care about introductions anymore to 16. The Twitter Files Part 1. How and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. On October 14, 2020, the New York Post published Biden's secret emails, an expose based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. And if you click on the story, Ukrainian executive thanked Hunter Biden from opportunity to meet VIP Dad. Smoking gun email reveals how Hunter Biden introduced a Ukrainian businessman to Vice President Dad. Ukraine. Is that like something in the news every day now? Really makes you think, huh? Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it might be unsafe. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool, I don't know what that is. I'm an innocent taco, I'm sorry, reserved for extreme cases like child pornography. That's crazy. They treated it like baby. White House spokesman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hagen, who ceased at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. And this is the full email. from that email from mhahun@donaldtrump.com. Of course, the email is at donaldtrump.com. Subject, urgent. To all these people at Twitter, Makinani has been locked out of her account for simply talking about the New York Post story. All she did was cite the story that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign. I need an answer immediately on when/how she will be unlocked. I also don't appreciate how nobody in this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. This led public policy executive Caroline Storm to send out a polite what the fuck query. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms policy teams, who had little/less control over moderation, and the safety/trust teams. Hey team, are you able to take a closer look here? Thank you. Thanks for reaching out to us. Pre-checking. The user was bounced by site integrity for violating our hacked material policies, adding them here, blah blah. That was a lie though. That wasn't a hacked laptop. Although several sources recalled hearing about a general warning from federal law enforcement that summer about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, that might have been the problem. The decision was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust Vijaya Vajayjay Gandhi playing a key role. If you remember that woman, that's the one.
Meaning, like, it doesn't just protect women, it protects men and women, it protects all races, it doesn't matter. And this is how the law is set up in the United States, right?
Oh, she cares a lot about the law. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. 24, someone says, in quotes, they just freelanced it, is how one former employee characterized the decision. Hacking was the excuse, but within a few hours, pretty much everyone realized this wasn't gonna hold, but no one had the guts to reverse it. You can see the confusion in the following lengthy exchange, which ends up including Gade and former Trust and Safety Chief Joel Roth. Comms official Frank Don Kenny writes, I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this as unsafe. I'm struggling to understand the policy basis for marking this unsafe, and I think the best explainability argument for this externally would be that we are waiting to understand if the story is the result of hacking materials. The best explainability argument for this externally, the best way we can explain it externally. Yeah, right. The best way we can do it without getting everyone to hate us for our awful crimes and immorality would be that we are waiting to understand if this story is the result of hacked materials. We'll face hard questions on this if we don't have some kind of solid reasoning for making the link unsafe. But already made it unsafe. Will we also mark similar stories as unsafe? No. By this point, everyone knew this was fucked, said one former employee, but the response was essentially to err on the side of continuing to err. Joel Roth wrote, the policy basis is hacked materials, though, as discussed, this is an emerging situation where the facts remain unclear. Given the severe risk here and the lessons from 2016 were erring on the side of including a warning and preventing this content from being amplified. 2016, that's the hacked emails of the DNC that were released by WikiLeaks. That's the reason they don't wanna, because Hillary some votes by allowing people to publish true stories. Released by WikiLeaks. Oh no, we gotta censor more now or else the orange man might win. When you click the link, you'll see a generic and safe URL message references spam, malware, and violations of Twitter rules. Not ideal, but it's the only thing we have. They wanted you to believe the story was malware, computer viruses. Oh, wow. Ian Plunkett says, whatever we do in the comms, this will become a biased claim for Jack. Pre-hearing immediately. Let's make it clear we are proactively but cautiously interpreting this through the lens of our hacked materials policy and allowing the link with a warning and significant reduction of spread. Oh, wow. Former VP of Global Comms Brandon Borman asked, can we truly claim this is part of the policy? As part of our approach to addressing potentially hacked materials, we are limiting the visibility of related stories on Twitter while our investigation is ongoing. They're not investigating crap, by the way. To which former Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker again seems to advise staying the non-course because caution is warranted. I support the conclusion that we need more facts to assess whether the materials were hacked. Who cares? At this stage, however, it is reasonable for us to assume that they may have been and that caution is warranted. There are some facts that indicate that the materials may have been hacked, while there are others indicating that the computer was either abandoned and or the owner consented to allow the repair shop to access it for at least some purpose. We simply don't know and we need more information, yeah. A fundamental problem with tech companies and content moderation, many people in charge of speech know/care little about speech and have to be told the basics by outsiders. In one humorous exchange on day one, Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reaches out to Gade to gently suggest she hop on the phone to ask about the backlash re-speech. Khanna was the only Democrat official I could find in the files who expressed concern, the only one, generating huge backlash on Hill. Happy to chat if you're up for it. Best Raw sent from my iPhone. Gader replies quickly, immediately diving into the weeds of Twitter policy and aware Khanna was more worried about the Bill of Rights. Hi Congressman, wherever, we put a clarification thread to it earlier this evening to explain our policy around the posting of private information and linking directly to hacked materials. The press secretary's account was not permanently suspended. We require that she deletes the tweet containing material blah blah. Khanna tries to reroute the conversation to the First Amendment, mention of which is generally hard to find on the files. If there is a hack of classified information or other information that would expose a serious war crime and the New York Times was to publish it, I think the New York Times should have that right. A journalist should not be held accountable for the illegal actions of the source unless they actively aided the hack. So to restrict the distribution of that material, especially regarding a presidential candidate, seems not in the keeping of the principles of New York Times versus V. Sullivan. This woman, Vijaya, is a fucking lawyer.
Vija, what is it? How do I pronounce your last name?
Vijaya Gaddy.
Vija, not Vija, Vija.
Yes.
Vija
Gaddy.
And your position at Twitter is?
I lead trust and safety, legal, and public policy.
That's a lot.
It's a lawyer, American attorney. I say this as a total Biden partisan and convinced he didn't do anything wrong, but the story now has become more about censorship than relatively innocuous emails, and it's becoming a bigger deal than it would have been. It also is now leading to serious efforts to curtail Section 230. But in the heat of the presidential campaign, restricting dissemination of newspaper articles seems like it will invite more backlash than it will do good. Please keep this communication between just us and Jack, and no need to CC the team or forward them. Just one blah blah. Within a day, head of public policy Lauren whatever receives a ghastly letter/report from Carl Szabo of the research firm Net Choice, which had already pulled 12 members of Congress, 9 Republicans and 3 Democrats from the House Judiciary Committee to represent Judy Shu's office. Yesterday, NetChoice, Chris whatever, met formally with 9 Republicans and 3 Democratic House staffers to gather intel about Facebook and Twitter and the New York Post story the staffers hail from the House Judiciary Committee. NetChoice lets Twitter know about a bloodbath awaits in upcoming Hill hearings, which members saying it is a tipping point. Complaining tech was growing so big that it can't even regulate themselves, so government may need to intervene. High-level takeaway. Every Republican says this is a tipping point. It's just too much. And both Democrats and Republicans were angry. Even the Democrats, that one I don't believe. Several reports to Twitter that some Hill figures are characterizing the laptop story as Tech's Access Hollywood moment. When asked about how bad the situation is, one staffer said it's Tech's Access Hollywood moment and it has no Hillary to hide behind. Others were more blunt. Tech is screwed, and rightfully so. But in the end, they did nothing. Twitter files continue. The First Amendment is an absolute. Szabo's letter contains chilling passages relaying Democratic lawmakers' attitudes. They want more moderation. And as for the Bill of Rights, it's not absolute. Oh, see? I told you the Democrats are crap. Like, they're only gonna care if they get fucked over. The Republicans are getting fucked. That's why they care. The Democrats, meanwhile, complain that the companies are inept. They let conservatives muddy the water and make the Biden campaign look corrupt by publishing news stories even though the Biden is innocent. They linked this to Hillary Clinton's email scandal. She did nothing wrong, but because the press wouldn't let the story go, it became a scandal far out of proportion. In their minds, social media is doing the same thing. It doesn't moderate enough harmful content, so when it does, like it did yesterday, it becomes a story. If the companies moderated more, conservatives wouldn't even think to use social media for disinformation, misinformation, or otherwise. Disinformation, misinformation, what is otherwise? Information? The Democrats were in agreement. Social media needs to moderate more because they are corrupting democracy. Democracy by letting you talk and making all truths relative. When pushed on how the government might insist on that, consistent with the First Amendment, they demurred. The First Amendment is an absolute. Oh wow. An amazing subplot of the Twitter/Hunter Biden laptop affair was how much was done without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey and how long it took for the situation to get unfucked. As one ex-employee put it, even after Dorsey jumped in. Oh, it deleted one. By the way, I think I found the deleted Twitter because the quartering live streamed the whole thing as every tweet was going live. This is the one, I think.
Not kidding. Go do it. Yeah, put it in chat. While reviewing Gotti's emails, I saw a familiar name. My own. Dorsey sent her a copy of my Substack article blasting the incident. Oh. Forward, with Hunter Biden expose, suppression is a bigger scandal than the actual story. From Jack to vagina at twitter.com. He just...
Oh, no. You revealed Jack's email. At zero.pizza. Oh, Jack. There are multiple instances in the files of Dorsey intervening to question suspensions and other moderation actions for accounts across the political spectrum. The problem with the hacked material ruling, several sources said, was that these normally require official/law enforcement findings of a hack, but such a finding never appears throughout what one executive described as a Wind. I can't read that. I'm an innocent Mexican. That's too much. 24-hour company-wide mess. That's what a tornado in the water. Like, I know what it is, but like, sorry. Sorry, everyone. Hi, owls. They call themselves owls because they work at night. As you probably are aware, Twitter actioned tweets yesterday relating to 2 New York Post articles that were tweeted blah, 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 emails from a laptop that allegedly blah, 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 Hunter Biden, yada, yada. Our team made a determination that the materials fall under our hack materials policy in addition to sharing the personal information. So links were actioned. As you may know, this existing policy framework was launched in 2018 to mitigate real-time harm based on hack and leaked scenarios coming out of the 2016 election. That's the hack of the DNC. Several high-profile accounts, including press outlets, were impacted by these decisions and were actioned. Unfortunately, the language that was provided by the product may have created confusion. Oh, it's a confusion. Nothing to do with immoral actions to interfere with a democratic election, indicating the links were spam or unsafe. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not censorship. Oh, we just call him spam by mistake. Oh, we just call it spam by mistake. That's the real problem. Consequently, Twitter safety explained the reasoning here in a thread. Who cares? This morning, the New York Post tweeted additional links to the story that contained pictures and screenshots of emails that were also actioned. When they say actioned, that they were censored. The teams determined that the Trump campaign tweet that previously was censored for containing PPI, what the fuck is PPI, would not be re-actioned, re-censored, when it was retweeted without the PPI blurred. What is PPI? They're talking about penis or the crack a cocaine pipe? What? I know there are questions that you probably have and also probably getting a lot of incoming from blah blah. For shareholders, government, academics, civil societies, etc. The last 24 hours certainly has been a hurricane with a lot of curves and unknowns, and we fully expect that the issue surrounding this material will continue to circle in the oncoming days, so thank you, blah blah. That's insane. It's been a hurricane for 96 hours for me too. There is much more to come, including answers to questions about issues like shadow banning, boosting, follower counts, the fate of various individual accounts, and more. These issues are not limited to the political right. Good night, everyone. Thank you to all those who picked up the phone in the last few days. Bravo! People answered the journalist questions. For once, a journalist released a new story that is new and is newsworthy. Amazing. Thank you, Matt Taibbi. I know he goes to the Jimmy Dore show all the time. I don't care about his beliefs. I care that he broke a story and he had evidence and he has sources. The source is Elon Musk. It cost Elon Musk $40 billion to buy a shit ton of evidence. Tune in for episode 2 on Twitter Files tomorrow. I'm gonna make another video on this. Thank you everyone for watching. This was fun. Soyless Matt Show forever. Tune in next time where there's even more drama on Twitter. Twitter is so fun. It's so fun. The internet is fun again. Thank you everybody. Please subscribe. If you appreciate me reading things to you, like my comment, like my video, share, tweet, retweet, love me, I'm a brown, don't put this brown down, help minorities today by subscribing to me, the brown Pesos. Bye everyone.